The Chicago Bears did it. They got their guy in Ben Johnson as their new head coach. And obviously, everybody is stoked about this. But let's talk about what actually is going to change with Ben Johnson here in Chicago. And the main reason Bears fans wanted him in the first place. All right, so I'm going to talk about 5 things here that are going to change with Ben Johnson when we talk about this Bears offense. So what is going on, y'all? Faiz Sports all back at it with another video talking, of course, some NFL here to talk about the Chicago Bears. So if you're a Bears fan, guys, hit that subscribe button down below. It is an exciting time to be a Bears fan right now, so you don't want to miss out. Hit the bell icon so you're notified every time I drop a new video. All right, let's hop into it. All right, I got 5 things for you guys that I believe are going to change under Ben Johnson. So let's get started here. The first one, actually it's the first 2 really, are going to be empowering Caleb Williams more and also going for it on 4th down. So this is coming from Dan Pompei, reporter, who said the following: more on Ben Johnson. He is likely to empower Caleb offensively. He gave Goff authority with protection adjustments that not all quarterbacks have and eliminated plays that Goff didn't love. Also, Bears will be going for it on 4th down. Johnson was pushing for that before he had authority and before it became popular. All right, so a couple of thoughts here. I love the fact that he is going to empower Caleb Williams. Now, Caleb already was getting empowered by the Bears' previous coaching staff, more so than most rookies, but I think Ben's is going to take it to another level, and I think the biggest thing Ben is going to do is he's just going to cut out any plays that Caleb doesn't love. So this is the marriage, we talk about between coach and quarterback. When you have an offensive head coach, is you can do that. Now, obviously, even with the coordinator, you could potentially do that as well, but I just believe that Ben Johnson, again, he's just going to take it to another level here. So I love that. Empowering Caleb, making sure that Caleb gets the plays that he loves, and that, Ben is calling something, but then if Caleb sees something else, he can audible out of it, he can check out of it. So I love the fact that he's going to empower Caleb Williams more, which is exactly what Caleb probably wants. And going for it on 4th down, man, I love this. Look, the analytics say going for it on 4th down, makes a lot of sense most of the time. And you cannot be an aggressive team if you are, not going for it enough, if you're punting too much. Now, look, there's a fine line here, right? It's the line that people talk about between confidence and arrogance. And, Dan Campbell, it's happened to him where, it shot himself in the foot. You can go for it too many times on 4th down, and it could backfire. So you definitely have to have that balance. But more often than not, yeah, I'm going for it on 4th down, right? If we are in the red zone, if it's a scoring opportunity, I'm going for it because, you know what? If I don't get it, it's basically like a punt anyways. They're pinned in their end zone. So, it makes a lot of sense here. I love the aggressiveness. I want to be an offense that's aggressive. So I love the fact that, Ben Johnson is going to go for it. So that, to me, is a big, big deal here and big thing that I wanted to call out. All right, so that's the first 2. And then we're going to talk about the fact that in his offense, he uses motion at a very high rate. So this is something that you saw a lot with Detroit that I think he's going to implement with Chicago, is you're going to have motion all across in the plays. And that is really where you are able to tell what the defense is going to be in, right? Because if you motion guys out, you can see if it's man, if it's zone. And then that also allows the defense to get confused because of the motion, right? You can't be a stale offense. The thing with Ben Johnson is he's a creative genius. And that's why it is going to be so helpful. And now, it's going to be a lot on Caleb's plate, but I believe he can handle it. So to me, that's another thing. Using motion at a very, very high rate is what Ben Johnson's going to do. All right, next up, we've got here something that I believe a lot of people don't know. I think he is going to use the slot wide receiver position and just, completely go nuclear with it. He is huge on slot wide receivers in his offense. I actually did not know about this. I found this out from a tweet here in regards to Ben Johnson and talking about, the slot receivers in his offenses that he's used before, dating back to, I think, with Miami, with Jarvis Landry, who led the league in receptions a couple of years, and then with Amon-Ra and how they use Amon-Ra in Detroit. I mean, Amon-Ra is one of the best slot receivers in the NFL, and for good reason. So the slot receiver position is very important for Ben Johnson. Now, the question becomes, who is going to be that guy for the Bears, because you would think it's Keenan Allen, right? But Keenan Allen's a free agent, so we don't know if he's going to be here next year. Do you put Rome Odunze as a bigger power slot receiver in that position, or do you go for a guy like DJ Moore who can do that as well? So he's got pieces to work with here, but what I love about this, man, is the slot receiver being used means what? Easy completions. That is key for Caleb, man. I don't need every single play to be a 7-step drop and guys are going way deep. When we don't have the Detroit Lions offensive line, that is why it's even more important. Even if we upgrade the offensive line, you're not going to have the Lions offensive line in one season, in one offseason. So it's going to be very crucial to give Caleb the ability to have quick answers out of the slot, quick slants, these quick hitches. So that is going to be more important. Whether it's Rome, whether it's DJ, or even Keenan, doesn't matter. What matters is the fact that Caleb's going to be able to get the ball out quick. The slot wide receiver is going to be huge in this offense. And Ben Johnson is going to make sure that he uses that position. So that's the other thing. And then finally, I talked about the fact about going for it as well. The analytics too. I mean, we talk about, how Ben Johnson's big on the analytics. Another thing that was pointed out here from Dan Pompey, what can Bears expect from Ben Johnson? Some things that stand out from my time around him in the Lions. He's low on ego, but big on analytics. He thinks creatively and will emphasize the run game and protection. So that is something that Johnson does. He'll have a vision for what Caleb wants to do. So that was actually the fifth thing here that I wanted to talk about, which was the play action and run game. All right. So play action and the run game are key in his offense. So Jared Goff did this a lot in Detroit, and I believe he's going to have Caleb do this, which Caleb barely got to do, is use play action. But you can't use play action if you don't have a good run game. So Ben Johnson, for all of the talk about Caleb, he's going to run the heck out of the football, but for good reason. Is he wants to go ahead and use play action out of that. And so it's important whether or not, if DeAndre Swift is going to be our guy next season or if we're going to draft somebody. A lot of people talking about Ashton Jeanty. We'll see. But a good running game is very important. We saw that with Detroit, right? With Jahmyr Gibbs and David Montgomery, man, that two-headed monster there. So the run game is going to be important here, but play action off the run game. I don't know why enough coaches don't use it. Coaches don't use it enough. The play action is incredible, man. Like if you play Madden, like you abuse play action all the time because it's such a crucial and important component for offenses. Like again, I just don't think people use it enough. So I love the fact that that is going to be utilized more. So that is the fifth and final thing here. So just to recap here, we're talking about giving Caleb more power and going for it on fourth down. We're talking about motion at a very high rate. We're talking about being big on the slot wide receivers in the offense, and we're talking about play action and the run game. So a lot of stuff there that is going to change with Ben Johnson that we didn't previously have, and I'm so excited for it, folks. I'm so excited for it, so I can't wait to see what happens here. Let me know what you guys think, what you're more excited about or most excited about out of all the changes that you'll see with Ben Johnson in this offense. Leave a comment down below with your thoughts. As always, thanks for watching.